Banks. Velasco. Chambers. Dietz. Foster. Phillips.
Here.
Wallace.
Here.
White. Chairman Clifton.
Here. I hear a motion to excuse those commissioners not present. Motion made and seconded. Those commissioners not present be excused. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. If you would, please turn off your cell phones. And if you come to speak, please speak into the microphone. Under administrative, we do have items E, F, G, number 4, number 7, and number 8 that are postponed today. Those items are the Breeze at Rockwater, the Martha B. Cohen's addition on Maple Street, and the Riverwalk Townhomes. Those items are postponed today. Also, a daycare center located at 3801 JFK, and a rezone from R4 to a PUD on multifamily development at 416 Division Street in North Little Rock, and from an R4 to a PUD to allow for townhomes at 1300 West 4th Street. Those items have been postponed for today. If you are here for those items, we welcome you to stay with us, but you are free to be excused at this time. You have been submitted a copy of our minutes from our previous meetings. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Motion made and seconded to be approved as submitted. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. We'll move right into our Development Review Committee reports. Mr. Don Chambers.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Before statement of financial interest and instructions, and I didn't know if staff or the city attorney knew whether or not this form is available digitally, so I can fill in the blank on my computer as opposed to getting hand strained.
Maybe I could help you a little bit. I've been trying to do that today, and we checked in with the office, and there's something amiss with the computer system. So
there's a link. We sent you an email, and there's a link in it.
Some
people's worked and some didn't. So if it didn't work, we'll try to send it to you again.
The link sends me to a digital version I can fill out.
It sends you to a PDF. Oh, online? Probably not.
Well, I mean, 1 year I was able to fill in this whole thing on my typewriter on my computer. Okay.
But it should still be available out there then if you did it one time.
I don't know if it's the new form or the old form or whatever, but
You can do it, still do it with it's a PDF, you can still fill it in.
no, it's the hand strain. I just may need different apps and stuff like that. Who knows? Okay, thank you. To carry on with the Design Review Committee, the committee met, considered SD 2019-47 Council Massey Industrial Park, Lot 8, site plan review at 9201 Commerce Cove. The applicant was present and agreed to items 1 through 8 in subsections, and the Design Review Committee recommends approval.
second. Motion made and seconded to be approved as submitted. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Item B is SD 2019-48 North Shore Business Park, Lot 2A and 2B, a replat at 4901 North Shore Drive. Applicant was present and agreed to items 1 through 7 in subsections, and the Development Review Committee recommends approval.
Second. Motion made and seconded. This application be approved as submitted. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Next item was item C, SD 2019-49 Wrights Industrial Edition, Lot 1R, replat on Counts Massey Road. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 8 in subsections, and the Development Review Committee recommends approval.
Second. Motion made and seconded. This application be approved as submitted. Any comments from anyone in the audience? Any comments from any of the commissioners? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Next item is item D, SD 2019-52, Ozark Candy and Nut Company, Lot 1, Site Plan Review and Replat at 6208 MacArthur Drive. Applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 9 in subsections, and Development Review Committee recommends approval.
Motion made and seconded, this application be approved as submitted. Anyone in the audience would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
The report of the Development Review Committee, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chambers. We'll move right into our public hearings. First case is rezone case number 2019-24 to rezone from C2 to RO and to amend the land use plan from community shopping to single family to allow for a zero lot line residential development. Is the applicant here? Give us your name, please.
Brad Peterson with Craft and Toll Engineers representing Roush Coleman Homes.
Okay. You want to briefly tell us what you've got going on there?
Yes, sir. This is the last corner of the Faulkner Crossing subdivisions. Phase 10 is immediately to the east. You can see the roads are graded and they're going through getting utility approvals. The remainder of this property was all single-family residential, detached, single-family. This corner was zoned as commercial, but it's not really appropriate for the area in the neighborhood. Commercial areas are further south and along the highway. So the applicant has a desire to rezone to single-family for R0 and develop this in similar nature to the remainder of the property.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Is there any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
White. Phillips. Yes. Chambers.
Yes.
Banks. Yes. Foster.
Yes.
Wallace.
Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
Yes. Your application did pass. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you where to go next. Thank you. Our case number 2 is conditional use case number 2019-8, is to amend a conditional use to allow for a tire store, auto detailing, and minor auto repair in C4 at 923 East Broadway. Is the applicant here? Please come up. Give us your name for the record, please.
Larry Carpenter.
And you were at the Design Review Committee, and you have been furnished with some considerations. Do you have a copy of those?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you agree with those?
Yes, sir.
All those all right? Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? Mr. Chambers?
Yes, sir. I believe one of the requirements was to make the storage unit look like the building. Do you have a timetable for that?
Yes, sir. I'm exchanging a tenant there now. I've got one tenant moving out, a new tenant moving in. I'm not certain if he's going to keep the storage container there for his business. So my time frame could easily be within 30 to 45 days.
Okay, so it'll either be there and look like the building, or it'll be
Yes, sir.
gone, one or the other.
It will either be, it'll be completed to look very similar to the rest of the building, or just loaded up and relocated off property.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
In addition to that, though, we'll fix the sides, but we'll also be planting vegetation to block any visibility of the storage container from the thoroughfare. Yes, sir.
Very good. On the application, please call the roll.
Chambers.
Yes.
Wallace.
Yes.
Phillips. Yes. White. Foster.
Yes.
Banks. Chairman Clifton.
Yes. Your application did pass. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you where to go.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Our next item is conditional use number 2019-20 to allow a car lot in a C4 zone at 4325 MacArthur Drive. The applicant, please come up. Give us your name for the record, please.
Victor Fuller?
Mr. Fuller, you were at the Design Review Committee meeting,
Yes, sir.
and have you received a copy of the considerations to be considered?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with those?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
Wallace. Yes. Phillips. Foster.
Yes.
White. Chambers.
Yes.
Banks. Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application did pass. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
sir. Item number 4 has been postponed, but it's to allow a daycare center at 3801 East, or JFK. Our next item to consider will be 2019-19 to allow a daycare center in an R5 zone located at 1821 Edmonds Street in North Little Rock. Is the applicant here? Please give us your name for the record, please.
Toriana Smith Johnson.
I'm sorry, say again.
Toriana Smith Johnson.
Okay, Ms. Johnson. You were at the Design Review Committee. Have you been furnished a copy of the conditions?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree with those?
Yes, sir.
Has there been any opposition, comments from any of the neighbors on this?
No, sir.
Okay. Anyone in the audience like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
Chambers.
Yes.
Banks. Yes. White.
Yes.
Foster.
Yes.
Phillips. Wallace. Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application did pass. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do next. Thank you. No, call him tomorrow. Our next item is number 6, special use case number 2019-20 to allow indoor recreation in I-2 at number 41 Collins Industrial Place. Is the applicant here? Give us your name for them.
Candace James.
I'm sorry.
Candace James.
Okay, Ms. James. Have you seen the staff recommendations and considered the conditions to be considered? And do you agree with those?
Yes.
Has there been any opposition, comments, anything on this application?
The extra site plan that you have in front of you is for this application. Since we mailed out the staff report, we had asked the applicant to come up with a parking plan. And since we've mailed that out, this is the parking plan that's been submitted. So she's working on getting that done, and the city engineer's reviewing it. So she's working on meeting her conditions on that.
Okay.
So
Mr. Chambers?
has the city engineer offered an opinion?
Not yet. He's just gotten it, but that's what he's received.
Just looking at the plan, it appears to offer sufficient parking. So y'all are generally in agreement that there will be sufficient parking for this use?
We wouldn't send it to city council till it got approved. So if it, for some reason, he turned it down, she would have to redesign it before it went to city council or come back to you guys.
Okay.
but it appears to be meeting the requirements.
And I would imagine they would get you'd get most of your business in the evening.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, and I imagine that most of your business would be in the evening.
Yes, sir, when the other two businesses are closed.
Yeah.
Ms. James, it says that you have been approved for this in a different location. Are you operating those locations now?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Mr. White?
It's a Nerf ball play center, it says. So
Yes.
on semi-trucks, what would they be doing there?
What do you mean?
Says,
There are two other uses.
okay.
Yeah.
It's a flooring place on the other opposite end of us, and so they, on Mondays, I think, Mondays and Tuesdays, they have delivery trucks that come
Okay.
on the opposite end, but we're not open Monday through Wednesday, so my traffic wouldn't even,
Affect them anyway.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. I saw that.
Are there, is there criteria for something like this in this area? As regulations, anything like
There wouldn't
that?
be any governing body over indoor recreation.
So it'd just be considered as any indoor recreation then?
Correct, yes. So we would have the fire marshal, we wouldn't make the fire exits and those kind of issues, but that'd be the only governing body would be, make sure it's safe.
Okay. Any comments, any contacts from anyone?
No,
on
sir.
this? Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this application? Our fire marshal, yes, Mr. Robinson?
I've met with her in the past regarding some of the changes internally to this building that are going to have to be made in order for it to come into the occupancy load. There's going to have to be a fire separation wall constructed in there. And I've met with her and as well as some contractors in regards to this could not go forward without that separation in place.
Okay,
Because the building's too big, the square footage of the building is too large. Without being separated, it would require a sprinkler system, which is something that they're not wanting to do at this time.
sure, okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Robinson. Anyone else have any comments on this, Mr. Mosley?
I didn't, pardon me, Chairman, I didn't hear if Mr. Robinson said that the applicant was agreeable to doing that separation wall.
Oh, yes, sir, we are.
And we did hear him say that possibly you had been in contact with
But
contractors.
yes, sir,
with
we've
you.
met once and talked a couple of times over the phone to,
The building owners, I talked with the young lady here as well as the owner of the property. And met with him as far as how the wall needed to be laid out.
So that would be done and re-inspected by the fire department before a CO would, or a permit would be issued?
Correct. One of the conditions is meet all state, county, fire, local, state, city codes. So that would have to be met before the business license was issued.
And Ms. James, you understand that and agree with that?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mosley. Okay, any comments from anyone in the audience? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
Foster,
Yes.
Chambers,
Yes.
Wallace, White,
Yes.
Phillips, Banks, Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application did pass. Get with Mr. Spencer tomorrow, and he can tell you what to do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7 and 8, rezone case number 2019, 21, and 22 has been postponed. This is on the application at 416 Division Street. Also, item number 8, 2019-23, from an R4 to a PUD at 1300 West 4th Street have both been postponed. So we will move right into our public comment section. Anyone? Mr. Chambers?
Get a blue shot.
Blue shot. Mr. White?
None?
The big apartment.
One per 6 spaces.
50 feet.
Okay. The second thing is, when you're coming down the interstate, there seems to be a water issue that's come down where they were going to fix it it looks like about 6 months ago. They put a bunch of plastic pipe, so the water runs down into the drains, but it's just laying there and it continues to erode. Isn't there some rules that they got to have some bales of hay up there or something for this? Because it's continuing to erode and erode and erode, and it looks like they may decided to fix it, but then they never, ever did anything. It's just all laying there. You can see it from the interstate. It's on the corner.
From what I understand, yes, but I'll have the city engineer drive by and take a look at it and contact you on that.
And is there any update on them wanting to swap out again some water lands or wetlands?
Other than rumors from the neighbors and everything, we haven't heard anything officially.
Okay, all right.
We have what?
And
They were wanting to possibly fill in some more, the rumor has it that they're wanting to fill in some wetland and then trade it off somewhere else.
Move closer to North Hills.
Yeah, but I haven't, they haven't contacted our office on that yet. So I'm not sure if that's a neighborhood rumor or what's going on in
okay.
that, so.
And I guess the last question is, I know that's a state highway there, but it looks like they're building a lot of apartments up there. Has there been any change on the traffic light or when they're going to open that road up?
Again, I'll have this traffic engineer get with you on that, so.
Okay.
So someone has to be living in them for it to start counting.
Okay.
So there actually have to be beds in there and people causing the traffic for it to hit that magic number to have the light.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Mr. Chambers?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Wright, they have poured the foundations for those traffic signals. I imagine they also probably have bored the road for the signal wires and things like this. So I think they're making slow progress on putting the traffic signal in.
It just looks horrible when you drive
Oh, it
by.
looks terrible, yeah.
So, anyway, just
Not
a
looking
comment.
My
forward to the signal at all.
understanding that the traffic signals will be
Progress.
put in once the first building is occupied.
Well, they have to do the traffic
Be warranted.
count. They also.
Has to be warranted, in other words.
Any other comments? Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made and seconded that we adjourn. And I would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas.
And to you too, Mr. Chairman.
Darn right.